No, I was looking for something interesting.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy James. We back at another video. Right now we are gonna react to Z. This is Mizzy. That's his page right now. Make sure you go. I'm gonna put his link in the bio. Sneako friend are finally done with him. What happened? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Let's react to the video.
To watch this weekend, and I remembered Aiden Ross' brand risk boxing event. Although I don't condone some of the nonsensory that goes on, I do sometimes like to see people get beat up. But as I was looking through the crowd, there was a face that I could not see. All of Aiden Ross's besties were in the audience except for one guy. When I went to Twitter to find out what happened, I couldn't help but smile.
And then be so ignorant to what, hey, well, brand risk is tomorrow. I can't go, dip. You stupid idiot. I was not allowed in the last brand risk. Brand risk tomorrow, are you going? Oh my God, bro. This is it, and it's fine. I'm not upset about it.
Wait a minute. You're telling me Sneako got banned?
Again!
And this time from a brand risk event. This is an event that's known to be edgy and be risky. This is what now, 5 bans from 5 different entities and institutions. And it's all because of Sneako's dumbass background. This is amazing, and we've got to talk about it. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long way for the channel. For those of y'all that just keep watching my channel and not joining the community, I'm gonna hit y'all with that Sneako ban if you don't come through with the come through. Now, back into the video. For those people that are unfamiliar, brand risk isn't some sort of mainstreamed event. It's not Twitch, who has a lot of corporate sponsors. It's not the UFC, who has a big mainstream backing. And it's certainly not the continent of Australia.
Reggie, you're not upset that your girl, Princess Love, would let Mayweather have 10 girlfriends, but be mad when you try to somebody else? I don't think that's fair. Hey, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta security!
It's raunchy, it's wild, it's edgy. It is right up Sneako's free speech alley. And plus, because of the last confrontation they had, I would believe that Aiden Ross and Sneako would be friends.
Guys, listen, I speak to Sneako every single day. And I said it how it is, bro. Look, you can say what you want about me, bro. Sneako's one of my bestest friends, bro. He had my back when nobody else did. He's a real friend of mine. And just because I'm back and where I'm doing, I will still platform my brother Sneako. That's my bro, okay? He's doing really well too. He's leaving that side of the community. He's trying to become better. And Sneako, I'm never gonna switch up on him, bro. Like, I'm sorry, guys. That's just somebody that is my best friend, and I will never, ever stop him. Sorry, guys.
That's why I was shocked when Sneako said that he couldn't go to an event that he was banned from, and the event was brand risk. This is supposed to be a place in a space where Sneako thrives, but he can't even get into anymore. And I think that that's opening up the.
What did he do though? What did he do? Is it because he was take part of the bill there or something?
Of Sneako and any of the supporters that thought that, like, yo, you know, as long as I got my boys, as long as I got this crowd of people with me, you know, I'll be good. But that's no longer the case. Even these types of people are understanding the risk in the brand that Sneako is. When your own lane starts to treat you like a liability, that's a different level of rejection. When Twitch bans Sneako, he can blame the platform. But when brand risk bans Sneako, now he has to ask why his own world is closing the door to him. And it makes it even worse because brand risk has already shown that they are willing to let Sneako-esque type people in. Look at this flyer. Look at the names that are on this flyer. These are literally people in which if I inserted Sneako right next to them, he wouldn't look like that one meme of the clown standing in the group of the army people. He would literally blend in. They literally bring some of the most divisive people onto the platform. Hell, I even saw Gypsy Crusader at one of the brand risk events back in March.
And the winner by split decision.
Super.
Out of the red corner, Gypsy Crusader!
He's done.
So it definitely can't be anything about anti-Semitism. I've seen brand risk have Charleston White in the Island Boys.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick this bitch ass. You heard me? I'm gonna kick that bitch ass. You ain't ready to fight, nigga. You ain't ready to fight. You let a man walk up on you and do you like that. See you in the ring tomorrow, bitch. I don't want to talk no more.
So it definitely can't be anything about racism or doing nasty things with your family, because stuff that's on the Island Boys is actually kind of wild. We should probably do a video on it. Those boys are disgusting. And it doesn't even have anything to do with being a bad parent, because an invitation was extended to Wendy Ortiz. Now, she would ultimately turn it down, but still, Wendy Ortiz was invited to the event.
No, guys, I am not going to brand risk. Sorry. I'm not going to brand risk. It's Aiden Ross, I'm sorry. The only thing that was convincing me to go was that Drake was gonna be there, but I was double thinking. I was like, am I really gonna, like, it's like my morals or meeting Drake? And I'm gonna meet Drake. I'm just kidding. No, I just didn't want to go because Aiden Ross is talking shit about.
Sean Strickland, Neon, Aiden Ross's self, Academics. The brand of brand risk
I watched
is
the whole event though. I watched the whole event. I got a couple of videos that we reacted to. I reacted to 6ix9ine performance halftime show. I reacted to Ray J versus Super Hot Fire, and I think that's them 2 videos I reacted to because I like that 6ix9ine performance was fire though. I'm not gonna lie.
Afraid of controversy, and that's not why Sneako didn't get invited to the event. They've had people who I would probably objectively say are more controversial than Sneako at the appearance. But even if, let's say, he was on par with a Gypsy Crusader or any of the other controversial streamers and content creators that they've had, I would at least think that he would get a little bump in a pass because this is a non-corporate event, 1, and 2, this is his good buddy Aiden Ross. Brand risk is literally the event for people who are risky to the brand, and if Sneako can't make the cut because he's still too much of a brand risk, then I don't know. Once you can understand that, you'll look at Sneako's most recent controversies and you'll see that they're not just some random drama. Even those events start looking like reasons as to why his own side would turn against him. Just 7 days ago from the time of recording this video, I uploaded a video speaking to Sneako and the controversies that he had finally catching up to him. In about a week's time, Sneako had been banned from the continent of Australia, he had been banned from the UFC, and he had been banned from Twitch. At least his last reattempt at being reinstated had been denied. And at the end of the video, I had mentioned some things about how, you know, Sneako is trying to escape this past and he's doing these things to quote unquote right his wrongs, maybe distance himself from all these communities, etc., etc. But every time a door is open for him to say something stupid, step out there off the ledge, be controversial, make fun of somebody, whatever it may be, simply just being on the wrong side of history, Sneako is going to take it. And every time he takes it, all of the stuff about him changing is thrown out the window. These brands that would want to believe that Sneako has changed see this instant moment where he says, I don't know, Chud the Builder's right, these black people are wrong and they're chimping out, all this other stuff like that, in his telling as to why he still supports what Chud the Builder is doing from the free speech perspective. All that shows brands is that, yo, this old him is still who he really is. But the problem is much bigger than these.
First off, didn't he got like sucker punch in New York? Like I don't know where, but if I'm not mistaken, I remember he was walking on the streets and he got punched in the face, like sucker punch. I don't know who punched him, but somebody punched him and knocked him out. And I remember that because his mouth, bro, behind the camera, they be doing too much reckless stuff, bro. Like and thinking like they're not gonna, and like at the end of the day, you coming outside. So when you go outside, somebody gonna see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like seriously, what are you doing, bro?
Entities not platforming Sneako. You don't have a right to be on Twitch. Twitch is like a privilege type thing. And it's even a luxury considering there are so many other options when it comes to the streaming game. But Sneako could even acknowledge that some of these bans and some of these punishments and the way that he's being viewed in public are starting to feel like he's a criminal. It's starting to feel bigger than just something that's happening on the internet.
People like me, I've never been convicted of a crime. I've never hurt anybody, but yet I'm treated like a criminal. Right, I have problems, allegedly, in my opinion, traveling or being able to return back to the country. So many of these restaurants I can't eat at, and these restaurants are run by people who are found in the Epstein files. Noah Tepperberg, CEO of Tal Group, allegedly, in my opinion, I'm banned from Tal Group all over the country. Can't go, can't eat at the restaurant, can't dine at clubs. I can't dine at restaurants, can't go to the club. So I'm treated like a criminal here. I'm the one banned off of most social media platforms. I've just rightfully been reinstated on YouTube. Is
that me or say it and leave it comment and leave it that comment? Bro, sound like Obama though. Bro can really do an Obama impression if you want to, if you try to. You know what I'm saying?
But still banned on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, all this. Right? I am treated like a criminal in my own country without ever committing a crime. So what's really going on? Why are people in the Epstein files not convicted yet?
You see, in Sneako's mind, he's being treated like a criminal without a conviction. And you can kind of see why he would frame it that way. You know, travel issues, platform bans, and being rejected from just everyday places and spaces, stores, restaurants, etc., are serious consequences. Ones that, honestly, I would probably say are more extreme than even like somebody who is a felon, because felons can eat at Applebee's, but it seems as though Sneako is having a hard time booking a reservation. But you see, this is where he keeps missing out on the larger point here. Now, granted, I do agree with him that those that have done super duper heinous crimes, like the people that appear on the Epstein files, shouldn't be out in public. The stuff that they did is heinous and crazy. But what he has to understand is these people aren't making criminal judgment. They're making a risk judgment. They're not saying, was Sneako convicted of this? They're saying, is Sneako worth the backlash? Think about this. If you were a small business, whether you sold clothes, whether you were a restaurant, whether, you know, you made artwork for somebody, there would be certain celebrities that you would be proud, and I do mean proud, to plaster on your social media saying that, hey, this person shopped with me, hey, this person eats here, etc., etc. I can have them in my restaurant, carve out space for them, all these different things. But everybody, and I do mean everybody, has a list of celebrities, personalities, figures online that they would not allow to patronize their establishment. It doesn't matter how much money they bring to it. It doesn't matter how much light they would bring to it. I don't want that type of name attached to my stuff. And this is where the whole brand risk thing becomes important, because this is the kind of space where Sneako should be able to say, look, my reputation is exaggerated, right? There are people around me that are 10 times worse than me, and ultimately this is where I fit in. But instead, he keeps giving people a reason to believe that the reputation is current. Every new controversy becomes a piece of new evidence, and then every new clip makes the old version feel like the current version. Have you ever noticed that when Sneako gets into some sort of drama, or any of these controversial content creators get into any sort of drama, their old clips start to populate, they blend together. People can't tell what's old, what's new. I've even had people reference things to me about Sneako that he said, I know 8, 10, 24 months ago, but they think it was something that he said today. And that's why it's harder and harder for people to defend Sneako, because every time he says the consequences are unfair, another clip comes out that reminds people that these consequences should exist. Take a look at this as to what happened when Andrew Schultz reacted to Sneako and Academics' debate.
We pretend that like words don't have meaning, right? Like that they don't hold meaning outside of like the dictionary definition of what they are. And like I saw an interesting debate, or at least a clip of the debate, so I'm not giving full context, but it was between Ak and Sneako. And I think Sneako was taking the position of like, it's just a word and people should be able to say the word. And then Ak was like, all right, well, then say something about Allah.
Shout out to Ak. He cooked him on that.
And it was like, it was a great point, because what...
I mean, of course, right? Like, of course. I mean, they didn't see it. I didn't even say that. So Ak's like, he's like, oh, words don't have meaning, so say this. It's like, that's not my position. I'm like, you can give these words more weight than they have. The more emotional attachment you allow people to have over you, the more hurtful that word becomes compared to other slurs, or even that word itself, when in hip hop, it's used as the most commonly used word in the entire genre.
And it was like, it was a great point, because what he was presenting is like, hey, that word means more to you. It's not just a sound. It has a meaning, and you will not use it in a negative way, which I think most people understand. They're
it's
like,
the perfect example of a word that's been repurposed to be used in a positive way. Thinking that you should respond with violence, hearing that individual word, just that word itself, it's giving power away, and it's allowing people to be able to control you emotionally.
Schultz gives a basic explanation that, hey, words have meaning because people agree they have meaning. Shocker, news at 10, right? So if a community sees a word as degrading, they have the right to reject it. That doesn't mean that every action is justified, but it does mean Sneako cannot pretend that every word is meaningless because he wants people to stop reacting to it. And instead of 10, 20, 30,000 people telling him that he's wrong in this situation, Sneako still stands on the same exact point. So instead of this clip making him look misunderstood, it makes him look like he still doesn't understand why people are mad at him. And see, that's the problem. Sneako is claiming that people are unfairly judging him, but then he runs around and he does something to make him be judged again. What's that one Kanye West line? I feel the pressure under more scrutiny, but what I do, act more stupidly. He says he's being treated like a criminal, but the issue isn't criminality. The issue is liability. And every time he doubles down on the same extreme,
because, like,
stubborn,
he just don't care, bro. He do not care. So at the end of the day, you already because if he don't take, you know, he'll take accountability, so he do not care. So and every time you're trying to forgive him, he still give you a reason to not forget and forgive what he done or what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because the other day you gotta understand, he do not like the way he's talking. He don't have no respect for the black community. So of course he's gonna get banned in certain places. Now he got banned in TikTok. He got banned on Twitch. This is crazy, bro.
against the grain, make it hard to see my side. You know, you have people here gritting and baring their teeth saying like, gang, I don't know, it's not good to have you around right now. And he's just gonna continue on. Every time he gets a chance to prove that he's not the same guy, he proves that he's the same guy. Brand risk though has to be the most damning. Look, Australia bans you, you blame them. Twitch bans you, you say that they're being too PC, they're being too woke, you blame the system. The mainstream UFC bans you, you say, hey, this is cancel culture, they're being too pussified, it's weak. Brand risk. I don't know who they would not have on their platform outside of allegedly Chud the Builder, because Aiden Ross said he would not have him on there.
Aiden, bail out Chud the Builder and have him fight
Fuck
someone.
no. I'm not bailing him out. That was not real. I would never bail him out. Fuck no. Absolutely not, bro.
No, absolutely terrible guy.
That's the extreme that they would go to. But they would have just about anybody on their platform, and they won't even let you on there. Mind you, you're supposedly supposed to be a friend. They're not banning Sneako because they're afraid of the controversy. They're banning Sneako because of the liability that he can bring to the platform. I'm not saying that Sneako has to change his points just to get in with the in crowd. He should probably have some sort of level of understanding though that what he's saying is ignorant, stupid, idiotic, and all these other things, to the tune of him being put in the same caliber as Chud the Builder. I don't think that people are really understanding what I'm saying. Aiden Ross said he would not go get Chud the Builder out of jail. That's too much, that's nasty, that's disgusting, that's despicable. He can't be on my platform. And kudos on Aiden for saying that. He is now saying that Sneako is on the same wavelength as Chud the Builder. Sneako, you gotta look at yourself right now and say, I gotta do something differently. I am getting in the same category as Chud the Builder gang. That's a nasty ass parallel. Like, Chud gets ridiculed from restaurants, public scrutiny and backlash, all these different things, and Sneako is going through the same stuff. Oh my God, I never thought
I'm gonna stop the video right here. It's just like I don't understand, bro. Like, people don't understand. We live in the 21st century. It's like a certain thing, bro, you gotta like respect. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect somebody's religion. You gotta respect somebody's culture. That's one thing. You know, I don't know, like the other day I had somebody come into my house. He was trying to do some work in the gutter, trying to fix my gutter, whatever. And then he's saying something about my religion, my culture, because I'm from Haiti. He's talking about voodoo in the house. I had to tell him to get out, you know, because you got to respect something. Because I didn't say, like, a white person, he slept with his cousin, whatever. You know, at the end of the day, like, you got to respect somebody's culture. You got to respect your family, someone's culture, and someone's races and stuff like that. And that's why Sneako got banned in every single places, bro. That's crazy. Oh, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know how when they're going to learn or something, bro. They're never going to learn. You know, guys, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, and leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe.